Guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Mamus. For those of you watching for the very first time, thank you for clicking this video, and for those of you who are my regulars, thank you for continuously supporting and sharing and liking and being a part of the growing families. So today on the vlog, I want to talk to you guys about I know there's a lot I can go into this conversation for, but I don't want to blab. But I want to talk about 4 mistakes I feel like we women make when we first get married. I always do my videos talking about mostly how men do some certain things, but I think it's also fair that we as women take accountability for our own wrongs, and I think that's what this video for me is really about. So it's just 4 things that I feel like when we get married, 4 mistakes that I feel like even I myself have made some of these mistakes when we get married. First of all, let me just put out this disclaimer out there to say that marriage is not a do or die. You don't have to get married. No one. Like, just because I'm talking about the mistakes that mistakes that women make getting married, and if you're not married and you're watching this video, or maybe you think, oh, she's just talking about marriage again. Look, no one is putting a price on your head that you have to get married. And another thing is, marriage is not for anyone. I just want to get these disclaimers out there, you know. So I think the first mistake that women make when they're getting married is thinking that the marriage is all about them. Like, and I don't blame them, and I don't blame us for us thinking this way and thinking that marriage is about us, because of how the whole marriage thing is set up. Let's start at the beginning. When the guy starts courting you, making moves, it's always the guy making the effort and trying to woo you, trying to get your attention, trying to, you know, do all these things. And then it gets to a point whereby he wants to engage you. He has to go and ask your parents hand in marriage. I'm an African person now, so I'm speaking in terms of African, you know, people. And I think this video is going to help anyone who's probably about to get married, and maybe you can learn from this, because I think that these are some of the things when I was getting married, I don't think I was told some of these things that I'm going to bring out to you guys today. So first of all, the first mistake I think that we make is we think that the marriage is about us. Like I said, and the setup in us thinking this way is how the whole marriage, courting, engagement, wedding, everything is all set up. When the guys approach you, is the guy approaching you, then asking your hand in marriage, speaking to your parents about it. It's all about you again, you know what I mean? And then there's an engagement. He doesn't get an engagement ring. The woman gets an engagement ring. Then it becomes a thing of, there's a bridal shower, there's a bachelorette party. The guy will probably get one bachelor thing, and most of the time guys usually don't bring drinks, guys usually don't bring gifts for the bachelor. I don't know which one, I stand to be corrected, but it's like guys don't usually do that. So they'll probably have a bride, go for drinks, go to a strip club, blah 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 blah. But with the woman, she gets a bridal shower, and at the bridal shower she gets amazing gifts, and most of the gifts are surrounded mostly on the woman, like her desires and what she wants, maybe pots for her to cook. Obviously it's going to benefit the guys, but it's more of the things that she really likes. And then she gets a bachelorette party as well, and at the bachelorette party she gets stuff as well. I'm not saying the guys won't benefit from this, but do you understand why a lot of women go into marriage thinking that the whole marriage is about them? So it gets into the wedding day. Wedding day, the guy walks in, he's got a suit, blah blah blah. But when the woman is walking in, everybody's got to stand up. Everybody's got to like pause, wait, hold. When the groom was walking in, nobody stood up. Everybody's just looking like, hey, yeah, he looks nice. But when the woman is walking in, I'm just setting the tone for you guys so that you understand why I think this way, and why I feel like I'm not trying to alter any tradition or anything, but why I feel like these are some of the things that needs to be discussed in premarital counseling as well. Some of this one aspect needs to be added on, not that they don't discuss other things. So it gets into that part, and then she gets into the marriage. Like all the attention is about this girl. It's about her. She's getting all this attention, and then boom, she gets into the marriage. They get married, they go home. Now all the attention she's been receiving for all these couple of months, feeling like a princess, feeling like a queen, feeling like this and that and that, she gets into her husband's home, and she expects the same feeling. She expects the guy to be worshiping her and the guy to be doing 1 2 3. But guess what? This guy is like, now we're married, I don't have to do ABC. And sometimes it's not that he doesn't have to or he doesn't want to, but it causes a bit of conflict, because the attention that we are used to getting all this while, it kind of like night and day, like boom, it's gone. You know what I mean? So that's why then women think that, oh no, he's changing on you. Not really. It's like a matter of adjusting your mind when you're not married, and now you're understanding that this is your marital home that you are sharing with your husband. It's not, the marriage is not about you. It's not about what you're always going to get from the guy, or what you're always going to, basically what you're always going to receive and how you're going to feel today. And you want to feel like a princess, the honeymoon phase, you want to feel like that all day long. But guess what? He also has to get some sort of attention from the relationship as well. So I think sometimes it becomes a thing of, and the woman starts complaining, oh, you don't give me attention anymore, or you don't do this anymore, or you don't do that anymore. But guess what? Now this guy's got a huge responsibility of making sure that you were taken care of, not just physically here, you know, but making sure his hustle game is on. And sometimes when you get married like that, when you get married in the first month or year of your marriage, if you're building, like you're trying to put your life together, I feel like the responsibility on the guy becomes a bit heavy, because now it's dawned on him as well. So it's not just you who's adjusting, he's also adjusting to a new lifestyle, and he has to think of ways. Now men are born providers, and I'm not saying that to take anything away from us women that we can't provide for ourselves, because we can. So, but I'm just giving you a perspective. Men can speak for themselves more, but I'm just trying to make you understand with this as well. So that's why I feel like we shouldn't think that marriage is all about us when you get married, because ain't nothing about that whole marriage is about you only, and you wanting to receive and feel like the princess the way you felt on your wedding day. You want to feel like that every single day. That's an unrealistic goal to have, and that bubble gets busted real quick as soon as you get married. The second mistake I feel like we'll make, I wrote these things down, so I'm trying to read it out. Supporting the wrong decision. Supporting the wrong decision. So supporting the wrong decision of your partner, meaning that don't be that wife when you get into your marriage. It's like your guy's like, let's do this, yes, let's do that, yes, let's do this, yes. Like, you need to be a sounding board. You need to be a woman that adds value, and you need to be a woman that is like a voice of reason. So for example, if your husband says that, look, I'm gonna go break the bank today, are you going to support that kind of decision? Are you going to, or you're going to be the woman that stands there and say, no, look, XYZ is wrong? And I'm not just saying that based on doing anything illegal. I also feel like if your husband comes home and tells you, I'm never going to speak to my mother again, or I'm never going to speak to my sister again, are you going to support that kind of decision? That's what I mean. Like, don't support the wrong decisions. Like, use your own brain as a woman and know when your guy is falling off the wagon, so that you can put him back in place. Like, if my husband comes to me and says to me that I'm never going to speak to my parents again or whatever, I'm not going to support that kind of decision, because I know very well, like, I mean, I wouldn't want him to support me like that if I don't want to speak to my parents again. So it's going to be a thing of telling him the truth in love, and telling them the truth that is not just going to save him, but save the both of you. You know what I mean? Because whatever decisions that he's going to make, right or wrong, is going to also have a direct impact on you and on your relationship with him. So even in business, like if you see that your guy is doing a business deal that is not going to be okay for you guys, and it's not right or whatever, you can't just support that. Like, I feel like women need to understand and know also why, one of the roles they play in their partner's life. I cannot support anything that is not going to bring us joy and give us peace as a family or as a unit together. So supporting the wrong decision is a complete no-no. Woman, know your place and know that you're also there to nurture your partner and to help them become a better version of themselves, vice versa as well. But I'm only speaking from the woman's perspective. So yeah. The third mistake that I feel like women make when they get married is, this one is one of my fave, familiarity. I mean, I think that when you see someone, like, I'll say this how we told at home, it's like when you don't see person finish, like you don't see I'm finished, you don't see me finish, then you can start talking to me anyhow. And that's not to say that, because, okay, let's be real, let's get one thing straight, guys. Men love respect. Men want to be respected. Men want to their egos to be stroked, whether you want to believe me or not. But it's a fact. It's an actual fact of how men are, you know. When I say familiarity also, I mean, like, we forget sometimes that we are supposed to carry and honor our husbands as the king that they are, because if you do treat him like the king that he is, he will treat you like as the queen that you are. So we can't get too familiar because you don't see the guy finish. Like, maybe this guy is one, I don't even care if this guy is a bus driver, I don't even care if this guy is a carpenter or a lawyer or a doctor or this or that or that. The point is, we get too familiar sometimes and we start to forget our place, and we start to forget the role that this person is or who this person is in our lives. So we start to talk anyhow sometimes, being disrespectful, calling him okay. I'm speaking because I know for a fact that those are the mistakes that I've made. I'm speaking to this, guys, from direct experience. Those are some of the mistakes that I made in my early on in my marriage, and I've really corrected them. I'm not trying to say I'm perfect. We're all a work in progress in life until. So, but it's something that I know for a fact that it happens. And when that happens, I feel like we become too, because you see this person so much, you've seen them in their literally nakedness. So you think now you can just be like here with this guy. And little do you know that men, you know, and you know, I'll give you an example. I don't want to get all preachy, but one of the first stories in the Bible that I read was Esther, you know. And before how Esther became the queen was because of the fact that Queen Vashti, did not respond to her husband when he called for her. She's a queen, and she's, you know, as a queen, you have your own palace, you're doing your own thing, he's doing his own thing. So he sent for her, and then she didn't show up because she got too familiar with this guy. But he's still a king, and she got too familiar. Like, for me personally, I feel like if my husband is calling me or whatever, like, if I miss his call, I'm already like not panicking in the bad way, but I'm like, I need to like attend to him. Like, I can't just with my guy, you know what I mean? Like, because if I'm doing that, what is he doing back at me? So back to the story of Esther. So the king asked for the queen, and she sent a note and said that she's not coming because she's obviously busy. And guess what? This guy replaced her because his wise men said replace her because she's gotten too familiar, she doesn't know her place. And that's how Queen Esther came into the picture. You can go read the scripture for yourself, that whole thing for yourself. But what am I trying to say? Your husband now may not replace you with a second wife or with a side chick or something, but he may replace you in his heart, because then he's not able to talk to you about the matters of the heart because of maybe how you got too familiar and how you are now speaking to the guy, you know. And it becomes that it will become a thing of he can't trust you with this vulnerability because you're going to use it and slap it, like throw it back at his face because you're not too familiar. Like, you can't be sitting at home telling your husband you are a useless guy, what is wrong with you, But I'm not trying to say that you should sit there and take some rubbish from any guy or abuse from any guy. The fourth mistake and the last one that I'm going to talk about is not taking care of ourselves as women. Because I do feel like as women, when we're about to get married, we put in a lot of effort, we woo the guy. And guys, please, ladies, let's call me shallow, call me whatever you want to call me. Men are visual human beings. I think all of us in general are visual human beings. And when a guy starts courting you, obviously there's something that he saw before he actually got to know your personality. If he didn't like the appearance, he wasn't going to get to know your personality. They don't meet personality before looks. It's looks before personality. So let's not get it twisted, and then when we get married, then you see women who just let themselves go. Like, you stop taking care of yourself, you stop making an effort to look good, you stop even at home clothing needs to also look okay. Like, you need to look like you have a potential of, by the time we slap on makeup and hair and whatnot, you look good. You know what I mean? So let's not get too comfortable and feel like, nah, I've got this guy in the bag, I don't have to. It's like, let me give you an example. When you buy a brand new car, right? When you get this car, at first you don't want anyone to sit in that car, you don't want anyone to drop even a toothpick, even breathe in your car. Like, it's like, don't mess my car up. You take the car for car wash, you do this, you do that. But after a while, the brand new car is no longer brand new. It's now, slowly and surely, the car starts like one trash here, one can here, and then one thing here is here, and then you leave it for weeks, you don't take care of it. That's how I feel like we let go. When I mean we're letting go of ourselves when we get married, because now we are in the marriage. There's no need to maintain, there's no need to anything. So what happens is that car of yours is going to end up just smelling and not looking well kept. You know what I mean? To a point that no one is going to want to get into your car. Do you get what I'm going with this? So let's not let ourselves go so bad to a point where our guy doesn't want to get into us, you know. And grooming, like self-grooming, I believe in self-grooming. I believe in, like, if you're not into wax or you're not into shaving, like, do whatever your guy likes. If he likes a bush down there, well, that's what he likes, then maintain the bush and trim it or make it look neat, you know. But if he likes you clean, then, you know, let's groom ourselves. Even our cornrows within our wig, because ladies, we all wear wigs, so we know that there's cornrows underneath this thing. Let the cornrows, like, I remember, I think during lockdown last year when salons closed, is one of the time to really see how sometimes we actually take ourselves for granted, because we're like, you know what, no one is going anywhere. And I remember my husband one time saying to me, it's like, do you dress up for other people or do you dress up for, like, me? Like, at least do it for me too, you know. And I'm like, yeah, you're kind of right. Even though we women would dress for other women, but then again, you're kind of right. Like, I shouldn't take those kind of things for granted. Like, being at home, look presentable. He, like, when he's walking by, he should look at you and still want to, like, get it, not look at you and be like, hello mama. Woo. Like, you know what I mean? So that's the last and I think the final thing I want to talk about in this video, guys. I just wanted to keep it very short and sweet. I hope I didn't, like, bore you guys and blab too much and stuff, but I want you guys to share what other mistakes you think that women do make when they first get married. You know, share them down below. Remember to like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also share with other people and comment, and let's keep the conversation going. This was a really fun video that I wanted to do, and I just wanted it to be like quick, sweet and short, and that's why I only did 4 mistakes that people make. And thank you guys so much for watching my YouTube channel. I will see you guys next time. Thanks.